Welcome to the Top Form Series, Episode 3. If you can hear loud and clear, please do also put it in the comments and say that you hear me. Say, I can hear you loud and clear. Put it in the comment section, say, I can hear you. Say, I can hear you. If you can hear me, just go ahead and put it in the comment section. Say, I can hear you loud and clear. Put it in the comments. Say, I can hear you loud and clear. Say, I can hear you, so that we know you are here. We are ready for the kickoff tonight, this evening, and what time it is from where you are watching from. Welcome to the Top Form Series. You know how it goes. Take whatever link that brought you here, put it out there, send to your friends, send to your neighbors, send to your family, send to everyone. Bring them all in because it's about to go down. Right. In the last episode, we had an amazing time. We talked about mental health and amazing. We learned about gratitude, and I've used some of the last session a lot. It has helped me in so many ways. I mean, I can't even begin to explain all of that right now, but it's been today we are learning about something really important, something I consider really for anybody who is ambitious and anyone who wants to in the world stage. And we're going to be learning from an amazing person. I like her to talk about herself personally and share her story because there's a lot she has to say. There's a lot she has, and her story is an incredible one, moving from what she had to move through to where she is today. So it's going to be an amazing session. I'm very, very excited personally for what I'm going to be learning and what you are going to be learning as well, because definitely and honestly, it's a lot. It's a lot you're going to be learning from someone who is an amazing person. Some of our colleagues have said she's a princess, and I think she is. And you're going to be finding out why in a moment. Her energy is through the roof. Yeah, a filmmaker, an entrepreneur, a four-time award-winning filmmaker. She's made some very amazing movies that I've seen some of them myself, and I can tell you they are amazing. She has had a long career in very demanding fields like law enforcement and criminal law, and she's going to be bringing her depth of experience and rich insights into our session today. So this is the Top Form series once again. You know how it goes. We try to take initiative before things happen. We are proactive. We want to always stay at top form, right? That's why the show is called the Top Form series. So today is Corpore Vivo, the living body, right? Maximum health, maximum impact. Today we're going to be learning about the body that carries the dream and why it is important to care for this body that is responsible for carrying this dream. So without further ado, we are going to be bringing on our guest for today, one and only amazing Cortina Jackson. Please put your virtual hands together as you welcome her. Put your virtual hands together as you welcome her. Clap in the comment section and put the fire emojis in the comment section. Here we go. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here. It is quite an honor, and I'm very excited to talk to you and talk to the lovely people there in Nigeria, in West Africa. So greetings from Texas.
Yeah, welcome. How are you doing? How are you doing today? And by the way, happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. I'm doing amazing. I've been on a 21-day fast. I do it every year in January. And so today is the last day of my fast. So I've been praying. I'm ready. I'm motivated. Whew. And now I can move forward in success and love.
Yeah.
Peace.
What is that there is a sense of your past, and we have it as well. That's amazing.
Yes, thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you for being on here, and we're going to get right into the meat of the day. And like I said, everyone, I'll say the link I brought you here, send everyone, send to your friends, send to your neighbors, send to your family, send to your enemies, send to your exes, send it to everyone, and bring them on here. Bring everyone on here, because we're about to divide the Red Sea, and we're about to pull down the walls of Jericho.
Right.
Literally, but yeah. So yeah, once again, Cortina. So let us meet you, everyone in the group of the people who signed up for this event, and everyone who will be showing up. Let us meet you. Who is Cortina Jackson? And apart from what we can find online, apart from the things people say out there, who really is Cortina Jackson?
Well, that is just I used to think that was a complicated question, because when people would ask me who is Cortina Jackson, for the longest time I couldn't answer that, because I didn't know who I was. It was because I was told who I was. I was told what I was to believe, and those are the things that I believed of myself. So to ask who is Cortina Jackson, I would just spout off things that I'd heard other people say about me, and it led me to develop a personality that was not my own. And it took many years to figure out exactly who I am. And today I know who I am, but I will go back to where it first happened, that I lost my identity. And this will carry over into this conversation, which is just wonderful, being in top form, because we cannot perform if we're not in top form. And it happened back when I was 7 years old, because before then I knew exactly who I was. You know, when you're a kid, you just know everything about yourself. I think there's a video playing. Are you able to hear that? Okay. Yes, I want to make sure everyone gets this, because a lot of people have been through similar circumstances. And so, you know, when you're a kid, you dream big. You know that you can do anything. It's not even a thought. When you ask someone that's in a grade school, what do you want to be? They say an astronaut. They say a princess. They say a king, or they name these big things that they want to be, because they believe that. But at 7 years old, I ended up being molested by a family member. And during that time, my identity left immediately. I did not know who I was anymore. I did not live as though I knew what I wanted to be or what I wanted to do. And so I continued to live a life of a mask, or being in a shadow, um, wearing a mask of protection that I thought protected me from people knowing what happened, but it also kept me behind closed doors. It kept me behind that mask, and just allowed me to smile. You know, our clown mask smiles. When you see a clown, it's always smiling. And that is the identity that I took upon myself. I'm smiling, I'm laughing, I'm joking, because I don't want people to know the hidden pain. And later, that followed me into my adult life. I began to attract everything that mask that was supposed to protect. I ended up attracting everything that I did not want in my life. And so I didn't want to continue to be abused. I did not want to continue to feel depressed and not worthy and hurt. And so I would continue to hide behind the mask, but allow people to creep into my heart. And in that, I experienced, I met and married a police officer. And that marriage almost instantly began a life of domestic violence. Um, as a police officer, I thought, police officers protect and serve their community. And actually, I met my husband because I wanted to be a police officer. And I became a police officer. I went through the academy. I finished, I scored very highly, and I wanted to help people. I wanted to be a police officer and protect and serve my community. And married this police officer. The abuse started, but because my self-esteem was already distorted from the time I was 7 up until the time I got married for the second time. So, yeah, there we are. I wanna make sure we're having a few technical difficulties, but this does not deter anything because this message is meant, for you to have, and of course, I'm a Christian woman, so whenever things like this happen, it's because there's a message that really needs to be heard,
Yeah.
and, there will be distractions, and you'll find there's gonna be distractions in your life that's gonna keep you from your goals and dreams, and you're to push forward anyway, and not let that dream die, and so that actually almost happened in my, marriage with my police officer husband, about 10 years. Ultimately, my husband, tried to take my life. As a police officer, he moved me away from my hometown. I moved, about 6 hours away, and in that time, I'd lost my police career because he pulled me away from that, away from my own dreams and goals. We were going to rebuild this life, and he was going to be the lead, and he told me not to work. But these were all some signs that I saw very early and ignored those signs because I, again, when you don't know who you are, you just begin to follow the flow. You begin to align with someone else's beliefs. And so ultimately, when we moved to Houston, Texas, he tried to break my neck. In this abuse, he tried to break my neck. He pulled my head around. My bones in my neck were cracking, and at that time, I gave in. I gave up. Uh, they say death can't take you until you give up. And I had given up. I decided this was going to be the way I was going to die. Because as a police officer, he knew, he would always say, we would watch true crime stories. He would always say, uh, I wouldn't know how to hide a body. These people on here that's getting caught, they're stupid because they don't know how to hide a body. And that always stuck with me. And at that moment, I replayed him saying that I would know how to hide a body. And so as my neck was breaking, I just began to relax, and let it happen. But the thought that made me sad was, um, no one's gonna find my body. My sons were in college by then. I was away from my hometown. No one knew my address. No one knew where to find me. And and so I thought, this is it, Lord, and I'm about to lose my life. No one will find my body. And so at that moment, at that critical moment, something told me. And I know, of course, I don't want to push anything upon you, but I am a believer. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe in God the Father. And so at that time, something told me, tuck your chin into your chest and lay over on your side. And that's exactly what I did. I laid over in the fetal position like a baby, like that innocent child. I laid over in the fetal position. And when I did, it loosened the grip that he had on my neck. And he got up, ran into a room, and went to retrieve a gun. And it gave me just enough time to jump up off the floor. I had a habit of hiding my things because whenever we would get into it, he would take things and hide them from me. So I couldn't find my keys. I couldn't find my phone. So I got in the habit of hiding a bag that was ready to go. I jumped up, grabbed that bag, and I left. And I left that situation. I left that marriage, and that would be the last time I would be abused. But see, what happens, I moved away into some freedom. Finally, I'm free. I'm free. But I wasn't. Because once I got settled, I realized that mentally I was not free. And this would be critical to starting the next phase of my life, releasing myself to be free mentally. And once I reached that, I was actually going to take my life. I'd moved away, got away from that situation, resettled. I was able to get another apartment and start again, able to start another job. But I was severely depressed because of what happened. I was a victim. I was a victim of many things. I was a victim of incest and abuse, and people just doing me wrong, and financial abuse, and just all kind of things that happened up until then, till I was just defeated, and I decided to take my life. And I went outside on my balcony, and I decided to make a quick video for Facebook. I had friends on Facebook. I was a part of a domestic violence forum. And I went on the balcony and I was sipping a cup of coffee on the balcony. I sat there and began to think over my life. And I started talking to the people on Facebook and telling them, if you're in an abusive situation, get out. Get out if you can. And I went back in to hang myself. But something miraculously happened. Something happened and shifted in my life, because the moment I decided I'm gonna take my life, my phone began to ring. The phone began to buzz, and I was beginning to get Facebook messages and people texting me saying, "Hey, I too live in abuse. What do I do? How do I get out of this?" And I sat down on my couch and I began to answer everyone back and tell them the steps that I took and the things that I did to get away, and I did that all day, all day until I was exhausted. And after after being exhausted, I sat on the couch and I was like, whew, got up to get ready to make myself some dinner, and I thought, wait a minute, wait a minute. There's something I was supposed to do. And I realized I was supposed to kill myself. And when I thought about it, I immediately looked up to the heavens. I said, God, if you don't help me, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. And I decided all the energy for those past 30, 40 years, all the energy I put into hating myself, following someone else's vision, being a people pleaser, I'm going to put 100% into gratitude, even though I wasn't grateful for anything at that moment. I'm going to be grateful for one day only. And do you know that was in 2018, and that one day has turned into 2026. From that day forward, I began to attract everything I had lost. I wrote everything down. I wrote down what I wanted to be and what I wanted to happen in my life. In that moment, when I said, I'm going to be grateful for one day, I sat at work and I wrote down everything. And, work didn't change. The work environment I was in, I was working at a halfway house. I was an auditor of prisons. And so I would do audits, and I worked in a halfway house that was just horrible. And I sat at work and I wrote down what I want to be. I've always wanted to be an actress. Uh, God, had I lived, isn't that something? Had I lived, even though I was living, but I wasn't, I was dead inside. So had I lived, God, I would have wanted to be an actress. I would have wanted to be a speaker. I think I could help people. I want to be all these things. I wrote them down. And to this day, do you not know, everything I wrote down, I have become. And this now would be my real reality. And now I'm here. And I don't mind telling my age. I'm now 52. And now at 52, I know who I am. I know who I am to be. I am aligned. I am clear. I have a definiteness of purpose. And when you live in those principles, you are unstoppable. And there is nothing that can be denied. of you?
Wonderful, wonderful. I can never get enough of the story. Anytime the story is told, when I read about it and when you tell it, it just comes fresh and vivid once again whenever you tell the story. And I have a very vivid imagination. So when people tell stories like this, just like yours, I need to imagine what must have gone through the process all over the years, 10 long years of abuse and all of that, and having to want to hang yourself, commit suicide, and then people reaching out to you, definitely that was a turning point. It's turning. That's amazing. So yeah, and I think some people here can relate to this on different levels. Some people's stories may be extreme, just like yours, and so maybe they may not into this level, but yeah, they still have something to benefit from this. A wonderful story. Wonderful story. Now, moving from when you discovered your purpose and this is what you are meant to be doing, and you set goals for yourself, and then you locked in trying to achieve all of these different things. Was there a point, because of course what we're talking about is maximum health and maximum impact, so impacting people, impacting in your work, business, and all of that, as well as maintaining maximum. Take us into your story and your journey, how you've experienced parts, your journey of making impact, maintaining maximum health. What has that been like? Has there ever been a time where your health had to take the blow for the impact you're creating? And what was the balance like? When did you come to that realization and the balance of it? Yeah.
Yes, this would be a new journey for me as I started to undertake more leadership, more opportunities. I did the acting. I ended up loving being behind the camera. And so I taught myself how to make my own videos. So I wrote a book, and I would teach myself I taught myself how to self-publish that book. It became very successful. Then I learned how to act. Didn't learn. I just started acting to what I thought acting was. And I just began to attract more roles and more opportunities. And it became a balance. Now here I am with things that were pretty much just pouring into my life and didn't know what to do with that, didn't know how to balance that. And that's where, this topic comes in, which is just so important. High achieving individuals, people who have irons in the fire, people who burn the candle at both ends. This would become my life then, because I found things were coming so quickly that I was doing a lot of things, and burnout is a very real thing. And this is where, being a leader, being a high achiever, it comes in, and burnout becomes very, very real. And so we hear the word resilience. She's a resilient woman. And we think that resilient means enduring more, taking on more, having bigger assignments. But in reality, resilience is about recovering faster and responding intentionally. We live in a constant state of stimulation, making decisions, deadlines, expectations, emotional labor. We're always constantly working. And so I had to learn how to balance my nervous system, because your body stays in survival mode even when you're succeeding. So we have these high functioning, successful people. We have this, what is called high functioning stress, because we're doing a lot, we're taking on a lot, we're moving along, and your body feels unsafe. Even though you feel like you can tackle the world, your body knows that you are unsafe. And so mental awareness, successful people, they don't just manage people or manage things. They learn to manage their internal state. Um, Here's the problem. I used to think forever that I wasn't doing enough. I know that sounds weird because I was doing so much, but I always had the feeling I wasn't doing enough. I compared myself to what other people were doing, how fast they were moving, how visible their success looked. And so it made me burn the candle at both ends. That's why. And then I ended up burning myself out. I kept adding more and more projects, more ideas, more responsibility, and when that happened, I became what's called a jack of all trades and a master at none. And so it looked on paper, I looked great. I was doing a lot of stuff, but master at none. I would throw things at the wall to see what would stick. And in doing so, what I didn't realize that I was building myself a mountain without the capacity to climb that mountain. And so this is something that people who are achieving experience. They build the mountain and then they're too tired to climb it. And so um, we're not high achievers because we don't burn out from the lack of discipline. We burn out because of misdirected discipline. We're like I said, I was looking at the several things I was doing, and I was trying to do all of them all at once, all the time. And so it's not a weakness. Being burned out is not a weakness. It's not collapse. It's constant motion without clarity. And so, as I'm here being very clear on what that is to look like, it's not emotional. It's not just emotional. It's not just neurological. When your nervous system is overloading, your thinking narrows. You're thinking broadly, you're thinking on many things, but your nervous system is overloaded and your creativity shrinks. You're still performing. I still had a lot of things I was doing. I was going a lot of places. I was traveling, but your joy disappears. You're still leading people, but your creativity begins to feel forced. Like I'm forcing myself to do these things and keep up. You're still winning, but the cost is too much. And so that burnout happens. And so we thrive on our capacity. But things need to shift. What you understand, it must shift. One of the hardest lessons to learn is that you can't pour from an empty cup. And you also can't lead from a dysregulated one. You have to get yourself in balance. Self-regulation is the real leadership skill. And so the goal isn't just balance. You have to have a balance. When something negative has happened in your life, like it had for me, negative things, um, you have to be in balance. You have to balance that with positivity. And my positivity came that I'm acquiring all these great big things. I'm doing all these great big assignments. People are responding. People are watching. I'm doing well. But it's not just about the balance. The goal is alignment between who you are, what you are building, and then how you sustain it. These things are very critical. You must be in alignment. We're taught to chase signs and chase success, but the most common thing that you need to understand is when you stop chasing signs, they start chasing you. And that's the beauty that you can have what you say. We're taught in church you can have what you say, but you say what you have. And so when you believe something about yourself, that is exactly what you achieve. For years, as I told you, I was in abuse and attracting these things in my life. And so I attracted abuse and I attracted that loss and everything. Because I was aligned with that, even, before realizing it. And so I stopped chasing those signs And when I started chasing the sign of gratitude, of love, of peace, again, I'm a godly woman. So when I began to get in a state of repose where I could hear what God was telling me to do, then all of these things that I was waiting to stick on the wall and see what landed, now I stopped being desperate, desperately seeking, desperately chasing, desperately people pleasing, and doing what people wanted me to do. Because the signs that you get, they don't respond to your desperation. They respond to your clarity. You must be clear of mind. Energy doesn't move towards confusion. If you're confused about what you're doing, your energy will not respond. It won't move towards you being successful. Opportunities will not align with your self-doubt. If you don't think you can, you will not. If there is just the tiniest inch or centimeter of doubt, you will not receive. You'll get a measure of success, but you won't reach your full potential. And breakthrough does not follow fear. So the number one thing is fear. Fear is brought up on our land. Right now, there's so much unrest in the U.S. and other countries, and we're seeing all of this unrest. But our breakthrough is what we create internally, and that's what the world looks like for us externally. I have created a peace about me. I no longer, I don't fear death. I don't fear what's going on. I have created a world of peace for me. I know what death looked like. I was this close to it, and I know what it looked like. And as I began to give in to death, then that would have been my fate. But when I decided I would stand up and be what I was supposed to be, I no longer feared what would happen to me. But now I was able to move about and see things very differently. It doesn't mean things aren't going on. Doesn't mean racism, blockages, abuse is not yet happening. But the world I created is a very different world that I see. And as I move about, my light goes with me. It's a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. And I move along this path with clarity. So when you decide who you are becoming, your nervous system adjusts. Your thoughts begin to reorganize. Your actions shift. And suddenly life starts responding very differently for you. Not because the world changed. Like I said, the world is going to be the world till the end of time, but because you changed. So stop asking, is this my time? Is this my moment? It is. Start declaring, I am ready. Use I am statements. I am ready. I am successful. When I did my gratefulness, like I said before, I was grateful for things I was not even grateful for. Here I was depressed. People had done me wrong. I was truly a victim of many things, and I dwelled upon that. But when I changed that and said, I am, and I am grateful for at first for who I am becoming, but I started saying, I am grateful for who I am. And the world revolved around me. So the world does revolve around you. The world will look differently for you because you realize exactly who you are. And I'm ready. I always say, I am ready. Instead of going into your task and the different things you do, like, sometimes we get so tired and burned out and we're like, I got to do this again.
Yeah.
Or, I got to meet with this person. Intentionally start saying, I'm excited I get to meet with someone. I am excited I get to do this. And when you do that, things shift, things change. And this is where everything changed for me. I don't want to go too far. Yeah, I want to make sure if anyone had questions that I'm able to address those.
Yeah. The questions are rolling in already. There are people asking questions in the comments. I'm just going to pull them up. So there is Jade in the comments. He says, so this is the first question. Can you see it on the screen? This is from Jade.
I love that question. Do you mean we should say no more, Cortina? 100%. I know. Absolutely. And here's why. When I first started out, people would ask me if I could come and speak, and which were great opportunities for me. And so I wasn't getting paid for those. And some would be, it didn't matter. If anyone opened their mouth and said, "Hey, can you come and speak?" I was saying, "Yes, yes," because I knew it was an opportunity for me. People would see me,
Mm,
know who I was. Um, and I said, "Yes, yes, yes," so much that too burned me out, and I didn't have time to create the things that I was working on. I took on a lot of free engagements. I met a lot of people, and it was wonderful. But I became and not using a sexist term, but they call it a yes man. Anything, Cortina, yes. Can you? Yes. Will you? Yes. Until I was so burned out. We have to the power of no. It's okay to say no. It's okay to have boundaries. And what we must realize is that it's paramount that we create certain boundaries for ourselves, because we are most important. Resting, saying no is not a form of weakness. It's actually paramount. It is a part of our success. Saying no is a part of our success. And so you can't be everything for everybody at all times. Yes, it is okay to say no. If you're able to take on some things, absolutely take them on. But when it comes to the part where you don't want to do it anymore, or you're so exhausted, or your kids are like, "Wow, we haven't seen you. Seems like we haven't seen you all week," and you're looking in the mirror in your eyes, you got bags, and you're just like, "Oh my goodness, but let me keep going." Then that becomes something that will end up burning you out, and you're unable to move forward and do things. So yes, the power of no. It's a whole sentence. Use it, use it, use it. And when I started doing that and saying no and focusing on me, then also you'll have people in your life. For me, I was on social media a lot, and the more you put out, I was showing up for people's movie premieres. I would go to their movie premieres. I was making videos and posts for other people, just because I'm kind-hearted. And when it wasn't reciprocated, then I was hurt. I was hurt because no one supported me that way. No one went live for my activities and for my movie. People didn't applaud me. And then it became a me thing. Wow, they don't support me. Well, now I'm not going to support them. When in my heart, I was always that kind hearted person. And that should not have been a reflection, but it's because I didn't say no enough. And that, it's okay to support others. But when it gets to the point that now you're looking for validation and you're looking to be supported back, because sometimes people are not going to clap for you. They're not going to support you. Your biggest people that you'll sell to or promote to will be people who do not know you. And so it's okay to consider yourself, so that your peace that you have inside will still reflect the way it should. So yes, definitely. Thank you for that question.
wonderful, wonderful. That was from Jade. The next question, I think it should be on the screen. That's from Anne.
Oh, yes. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. And is there a structure you use to monitor your health? Oh, yes. Yes, I do. Very important because uh, last year I was on my way home. I had taken on a lot. I had worked for Salvation Army, a big nonprofit. Salvation Army is everywhere. And Salvation had lost a lot of funding, and I ended up losing my job with Salvation Army. And the day I would do all this, everything I'm doing, making movies, writing books, acting, I was doing all this and working for Salvation, uh, uh, feeding people, housing homeless. So I was taking on a lot of capacity, and I was driving, and my heart begin to, when I lost the job, I was like, almost like a relief. Okay, I lost my job. It's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna rebrand myself. I'm gonna focus now on entrepreneurship. And that's what I told myself with my mouth. But my heart said something differently. And I felt like I was having a heart attack. And I drove 5 hours having what I thought was a heart attack. And really, it's because my mouth said I was okay. Up here, I thought I'm okay. But my body took on much more than I thought. And the anxiety began to build until I was in trouble. I drove 5 hours. They put me in the hospital, found out my vitamin D level was low, and that, I was in a critical state. And so from then on, I made it a point to up here, heart. This is what I talk about. My heart, my mind, my solar plexus, my very soul had to believe what my mouth was saying. So, in order to regulate my or monitor my health, I meditate. I get in a state of quietness, and I make sure that emotionally, physically, that I'm healthy, because an unhealthy body cannot tackle on all the things that the rest of our body realizes. We don't realize we're in trouble. And so it is important to have your checkups. It is important to eat healthy, not just so you can look good and you can look fine in your clothes, but you have to take care of your health, because it's paramount for your success. It is a part of your success. Monitor your health. Take time for quiet time every morning. If you give yourself 5 minutes, no talking, no music, no binary beats, no nothing, no clapping sounds, complete quiet and repose. Because in that moment, not only are you are getting your body set for the day, but you can hear, if you believe in God, you can hear God speak to you. If you believe in the universe, you hear that. If you believe in quantum physics and how that works, then neurologically everything begins to balance and line up, and now you're ready to seize the day. So monitoring my health is about regular checkups, mental health checks, and plugging into other people who feed into me gratitude and positivity. Surround yourself with those things. Yes. So thank you. And that was a
Wonderful.
wonderful question.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. Before we put up the next question, yeah, I want you to speak to this. Most people believe in, a higher power. For some people, God. For some people, the universe, a higher power they think it is. But they believe in something bigger than them, and they believe they are here on earth not just but to fulfill a particular purpose, something they are here for. They are supposed to execute this. And for some people, they sincerely execute this with passion. For some people, they do this and they execute this with passion. They're very passionate about executing this. They are so excited. The zeal is just through the roof, and it's a lot. And sometimes they neglect the body, the vessel that is actually here to execute this purpose, right? I always tell a story in some of the small settings of some of the people we talk to. I always tell a story. It's an allegory about how you can be sent on an errand. You have cars to go with you, so they can give you, okay, use this car, go for this errand, deliver this message to somebody. And if you don't take care of the car, especially if it's a long journey, if you don't take care of the car and do the things you're supposed to do, eventually the car is going to break down. That's what's going to happen, right? So that is how it is with the body. And if you don't take care of the body, even though you are sincere, even though you are serious, even though you're trying to fulfill these people that God has sent you, or whatever you feel it's responsible, the higher power, the body is going to break down. So how do we bring this balance between the purpose, what we're supposed to be doing, and then the vessel, which is our health? How do we balance out the both, impacting our world as well as maintaining the vessel through which the impact is being birthed?
Yes, that the balance, as we talked about. Yeah, very, very much so. And exactly, well put that it doesn't matter. People believe whatever your belief system is. One thing rings true for that about the balance and the alignment and our bodies and the whole structure and the whole way we're set up is that it doesn't come from force. You have to focus and release. We kind of talked about this a little bit the other day about holding something. When you hold on to something, um, if somebody was to give you $100 in your hand and you're holding on to it, then what you have in your hand, if you never open it up to receive more, then you don't get the other thousand that's placed in your hand. And this also in the mind, when we focus on something, you are to release it. Here's what's very much true. I, as a spiritual person and a believer in God, this rings true whether you believe in the universe, as I said, all types of beliefs. All of these are important and they do work. Gratefulness, gratitude, those all do work because they're all the same thing. The same thing applies in that you are to focus on something. So usually I go to God. Um, I go to God and I focus on what I want. I will say something like, I have a question about how I am going to pay my car payment by Friday. This is very real. This just happened. I kid you not. I got up and in that 5 minutes of that repose that I was telling you about, that quiet time, that restful state, I began to uh think I have a car payment due. It's snowing in Texas. I don't have the capacity to get out and make money. Nothing's coming in. But I have a question about how I'm going to pay my car payment. And I don't know how it's going to be paid. I'm focusing on it. I'm holding it in my thoughts. And I am saying, I don't know how, but I believe and trust that it's going to be paid. And then I let it go. And when I say let it go, that means you don't think about it one time again. Because when you do, you work in scarcity and lack. I learned, I know y'all heard from my good friend Thane Martin. He may have discussed some of this, but if you have just a little bit of the lack, in your life, or you my problem is I'll look at the bank account to see what's in there. I know I said I believe and I trust, but that means I need to create something else. Let me get busy and do more. And so it's telling myself, oh, let me think about how I'm going to pay this bill because I don't know how it's going to get paid. So it must mean I better work harder. I better do something else. I'm working in lack. But when you release it, which is the hardest thing for us to do, is think about it and then don't think about it. Period. I did this. I did this. And the day came when my car payment was due, which was this past Friday, 2 days ago or a day ago. I did not have the money that morning. And I didn't think about it. It was tough. I sat there and I didn't think about it. I just started going about my day. About an hour later, someone sent me $100. And I was thinking, oh, wow. Still, that's not the time to say, oh, this must be a sign. It's a sign. It's happening. Nope, nope. Don't think about it. $100 wasn't going to pay it at all. But I went about my day. I said, oh, I thank you. I'm grateful for that. And I went about my day. By that night, I am not kidding you. By that night, I got an assignment to go to transport someone and do a training. And by the end of that training, I had the exact amount. I was able to pay my car payment at 11. It was about 11:30 at night on time. I was grateful for this. And do you not know, right after that happened, the next day I got an assignment again. Now that was paid, but anything coming up was now already paid, already taken care of. And when you focus and release it, when you stop chasing the sign, when you stop operating in lack, and I don't know how, just let it go. If you don't believe in God and you just believe in a higher power, then trust that the process is going to work. It will. I'm not going to concentrate on this, but I do believe that it's going to happen, and you let it go. And that's when I said that signs begin to chase you. Your health. Now you're not anxious. You're not thinking about it. Oh gosh, what do I do? You're not, your body is staying healthy and calm because you have let it go. When you obsess over something, it tightens up the system. Releasing regulates your system. Holding the vision in your mind, writing it down, that's wonderful, but it's not the same thing. When we constantly push, we signal lack. When we align, we allow coherence. So I hope that answered that. I see another question. So I hope that that answered a little bit on how, we obtain those things and still balance our life and still align.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
She said thank you so much. It's in the comment section. I'm going to put it up. She said thank you so much. I think that answers her question.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. I see the question. I always thought it's either this or that. My dad sacrificed his health to be successful. Oh, my mom sacrificed success to keep her health and care for us. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Yes. We come from, and I'm sure it sounds like your mom and dad were people of great strength, and they worked hard for their family, and we get this. So they say a lot of the baby boomers, or people my age, we learn work ethic, and there are people who've been at their company, on their job for years, over 50 years, giving themselves to that job to do 100% what they needed to do for their families. And sometimes that cost their health. They made sure that their kids were successful, and they toiled with their hands. And now our generation, we see that work ethic. And that's a beautiful thing to have. But now we're beginning to learn, from our family. We've learned to work hard, but now we're learning to work smart. Now we're learning how to align ourselves. And now our next generations, when they learn that at a young age, because that's not taught to us in school, we're taught work, 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 work to go to college, work to, but if we had been taught alignment, coherence about our health, and how all of this is all a part, then we would get those same benefits that our parents did to make sure we were successful. Our generation they will be able to obtain this much easier, and now we will, because it's never too late. You're never too old. It's never too late to now obtain everything. Here I am, 52, thinking I'm ready for a walker, and I'm ready for salve for my aching joints, and I'm realizing this is the beginning. There are actors who just started their career in their 90s. It's never ever too late. And it's never too late for your health. It's never too late for your mental clarity. It's never too late to stop what you're doing, readjust, make a decisive plan for your life and your purpose, and to walk in that purpose. It's never too late. So I know you're so grateful for the sacrifices that were made. Unfortunately, that, as you said, his health, sacrificed his own health to be successful. And now we're just realizing we don't have to do that anymore. Thank God for our parents. My parents were the same. Oh, you're quite welcome. My parents are the exact same way. They worked hard. Now in their older age, the aches, the pains, strokes, things are developing. Cancer. We've dealt with that in my own family, but now they too, even at their age, they're realizing, no, let's cling to the things that keep us balanced and grateful. And we're just so grateful that, they're recovering. My mom's 71. My dad, I believe, is 75. The cancer is gone. My mom had a stroke. She had COVID. Both of them had COVID during that season. They have both fully recovered. They are people of God and great faith. We're a family of gratitude and love. And so we poured all of that energy into each other. And now it's never too late for them. Now they are, thriving, and we just thrive until the next stages in our life. It can definitely happen.
Wonderful, wonderful. I think Jade, I think Jade in the comment section, he's feeling the moment, he's feeling the heat. He said top four. Wow. That's his comment. Yeah, I think Jade asked another question. Let me quickly sort the comment. I think you saw his question. I don't want to miss any question. Yeah, there we go. Yep, that's from Jade.
Jay, thank you. What should we do about rest when there's so much to do? Oh, Jay, dear Lord, I'm the number one person for this one. Um, I always say I'm gonna rest. I always think to myself, oh goodness, I can't wait to just watch something on TV. And that moment has happened for me. And do you know, I will lay there, and instead of watching the movie, a million thoughts are running through my head of what I need to get done or what I should be doing. I almost feel lazy that I'm sitting there watching TV instead of working. There is much to be done, and sometimes there are time constraints and time limits, and we can't even rest because we're just in go mode. We're just like, I got to get this done. It must be done. It must be done by then. And so I found myself doing that and could not rest. Could not rest. And that's what kept me in that constant state of unsettled. I was not aligned because I'm always thinking. That's when things began. I would just throw things out there to see what stuck because I wasn't seeing success from what I was doing. I wrote the books, it did pretty well, but it's not doing the numbers now. Oh my goodness, let me work harder. Let me make another video. Let me circulate more. Let me make another post. Let me put it on TikTok. And I was just always doing something. Always. And even when I was with family and we're laughing and talking, I'm still sitting there thinking about what I need to be doing, and with my mind always doing that. It made me sick inside. It made me anxious. And like I said before, when you feel that way, when you start to feel anxious, sometimes your body knows, but you don't know it yet. It hasn't caught up here that I'm in trouble. There is much to be done, but there are when you start setting your vision, setting your purpose in the morning, when you have that 5 minutes to sit there and think about what you actually need to happen in your life and what you have questions about, then start compartmentalizing your life. Okay, what is important today? Let me work on one thing for about 3 hours today. And when you start putting things in priority and perspective, it's necessary. Do you know, people are, when I wasn't afraid of dying, do you know people have died on the highway and those people had a million things to do? Some people were on their way to work. Some people had a birthday party to plan. You just don't know. You hear these wrecks and these things and these accidents and people being killed. That means that's somebody who had a purpose. They had things to do. They had a million things to do. They may have been late for work and now their life is gone. And none of that matters anymore. And so we don't want to overwork ourselves to the point that we're working because we have so much to do, because life is so short. What you think you have to do tomorrow, you may not get to see tomorrow. And so being present, it's taught. Godly is taught in many forums. Be present. What is happening today? Yesterday is gone. What I just said before is already in the past. And in the future hasn't happened yet. We don't operate from the future. What am I going to do next week? What am I going to do about this job? What am I going to do about these plans? That's the future. You must work and dwell in the present. You must be very present. And in this presence, I am grateful. In this presence, I am building. I am learning. I am putting things in perspective because if tomorrow doesn't come, what have I accomplished today? Was I grateful? Did I smile? Did I learn something? Did I hear something that I needed to hear today? Did I do something? And you can't when you're not present. My friend Thane Martin, he gave me a bracelet. Um, and this bracelet, if he's showing you, it has two beads on it. The beads hang. And when I wear that, I click the beads. When I started thinking about the future, or I started thinking about the past, and I can't believe this person did this, I will shake my hand, and the beads click, and they click and remind me, oh, stay present, get back and stay present, align yourself, balance yourself. It's gonna be okay. So yes, thank you for that question, and thank you, wonderful questions. Thank you so much. Excuse me. Okay, I see the next question. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have you're just blessing me with your questions. Um, oh, Jay, you've seen my movie Daddy. Thank you for watching. Uh, Save me from my abusive relationship. This lady was beating the living daylights out of me. Oh, 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 thank you so much. Oh, that means the world to me. Thank you for watching that movie. Um, when we learn to accept, when we have learned to accept what people do to us, um, and I'll answer this question next. But when we accept what people do to us, we become our minds become entrained. It's various reasons people stay in abusive situations. Some it's financial. Some you have nowhere to go. Some are being threatened and they're in fear. And some your mind. It's almost like mind control. It's not almost. It is mind control. Entrainment is when you take two pendulums, like a grandfather clock, you put them together and they swing, but after a while, they begin to swing in the same, they become entrained. And so when we're in an abusive relationship, our bodies, our bodies want to be in tune. We become entrained with the most dominant process. So if someone is abusing us, we accept it, and our minds and our bodies and actions become entrained, and we just go with the flow because we don't want to break the ice. We don't want to break the eggshell. We take it and we take it. But when you realize your worth, and when you realize you're an individual, and when you realize that your alignment means it's about you and not about anyone else, then you become free, and you realize that you don't deserve that, and you're not going to take that. And if it's going to be anybody that's going to come against your body and your life and get you out of your alignment, they have to go. It doesn't matter who they are. They are no longer welcome in your world that you're building for yourself. So thank you for watching. I'm glad that impacted you, and thank God for you. Get out. If you're in an abusive relationship, carefully, because you have to do it safely. You mustn't tell people your business. You mustn't tell the perpetrator, I'm leaving you, or tell them your plan. You keep it to yourself, and you begin to make strategic moves safely. Do it safely, because, like I said, people are in it for many reasons that we don't understand, and we should never judge because you don't know why people are in an abusive relationship. If you're on the outside looking in, be a help. Always be a person that they can turn to when they are ready. And I don't care if they've gone back 1,000 times. Be that person that with an open heart that says, when you are ready, I am here for you. Because I had that, it made it easier for me to be able to leave. And so I'll answer, thank you for that. How about those whose health are already bad? What can we do? Do you know you can actually heal yourself with your thoughts? There's medicine out there. The pharmaceutical companies will hate me because unfortunately they make medicines. They end up making us sicker. If you didn't have shakes before, and now you're taking medication for blood pressure that now makes you shake, or now has caused Parkinson's, or now has caused this or that. And so the medications, they are good. There are medications that are there for us to regulate things. But if you are already sick, part of that alignment that I talked about, do you know you can also begin to heal yourself. My dad had cancer. It looked pretty critical, but the way he thought and the way we thought around him, we didn't talk about um oh, what were the statistics? What did the doctor say? How much time did he give you? Those were never the thoughts or the things that we said. We never talked like that. We always talked as though that did not exist. And he did. He went for his treatments. He did go, but ultimately the cancer was gone, and I'm not here to represent any type of drug or thing, but for things like that, I do take supplements. We take supplements, sour sop, some of these things that they don't talk about, these things that we can take naturally actually do very well. Soursop and sea moss. And so when you're taking your vitamins, you're exercising, and mentally you begin to align yourself. I have questions about my health. I believe I am healed. I believe healing is coming, and you start living that way. Not scarcity, not doubt, but you start living that way. You'll be surprised how you will improve. And things that are taking place in your body and are happening. There's been on many occasions people have gone back and the doctor have said, "Wow, I don't see any more signs of that." Or it looks like your numbers are improving, or it looks like you're losing weight, you're looking great. What have you been doing? And they don't know that inside you begin to heal all those processes that are off. And so, yes, if you already have a serious condition or an ailment, do you know you can prolong that? Take your vitamins, do the exercises, keep your mind with clarity and love, and create good things in the world. Create gratitude. I am so grateful I'm here. Remember to stay present. Don't think about, oh, in the future, they told me I got about 2 weeks or I have this. That's the future. Remember, stay present. I am grateful today. I am grateful for my body. I am grateful. Yes, that pain is there, but I am grateful because that is disappearing. It's gone. And when you begin to talk like that, after a while, and like I said, I'm not a doctor. I'm not saying this is going to cure you and you do this and that's going to, but I am saying that when your body starts responding to what you are feeding it in positivity, gratitude, the medicines that must be taken, then you'll begin to see, and you don't fear those things anymore, because fear definitely fear feeds cancer. Fear feeds a lot of things. Fear breeds hate. Fear breeds racism. All of this stuff is steeped in fear. And when you live in an existence that says, I fear nothing, I don't fear anything, I don't fear the future, I am grateful for right now, and you stay present, you'll be surprised how you can move mountains. It really is true. So I hope that helped. And I pray for you. If you're not a praying person, it's okay. My heart is big enough. I pray for people all the time. Like I said, I just ended a 21-day fast, and I have been praying for people that they begin to see who they are, and really understand how very important you are, how very loved you are, how I just pray for people that I don't know in countries I've never even heard of. I pray diligently. And so please accept that love. Um, how do we overcome people pleasing? Oh boy, I was a people pleaser because I learned to, wearing that mask. I learned how to be a people pleaser. I was always the one that wanted to make sure everybody was comfortable, everyone felt safe, everybody, so you overcome people pleasing by creating boundaries. I was, like I said before, I was at everybody's movie premieres. I was at supporting people, making videos for people. They weren't paying me. I didn't ask for payment. I was doing it because I enjoy doing things for people. So when it becomes pleasing, people pleasing, it's when you're no longer doing it just out of the goodness of your heart, but now it's crossed a line to where you want people's validation, and you want people, to you. you know, you're not doing it just out of the gratefulness of your heart or the kindness of your heart. You're definitely doing it because of that. But also, people who have been hurt the most, seems like in life, become people pleasers because we don't want people to feel what we have felt. We don't want people to go through what we have gone through. We seem to have a sixth sense of what people are feeling, and we already try to jump ahead of that and make sure people don't feel that. But you know, sometimes it goes unappreciated. We don't feel validated by it anymore. So when you begin to do things, and then it hurts when it's not reciprocated, and it always will. It will always hurt when people don't do for you what you do for them. And trust me, that's not going to happen. It's rare that people do for you what you would give your last to do for them. But do it because you have that heart capacity to do it. And you overcome it by doing only what you have the bandwidth to do. This is what I'm doing. And when you can't do it, saying those no's is a complete sentence. When people are asking you to do this and that for them, it's okay to say no. And then people are shocked. I can't believe she's not even doing that for me. She's not even helping anymore. She changed. She's not nice anymore. No, it's just that you learned who you are, and you know what your boundaries are, and you know what your capacity is for that. That's for your health and for your mental state. So no, it is not that you have changed and now you're not nice anymore, but it's now that you've considered yourself. You've considered yourself, and that's okay. That's what's supposed to happen. Um, what do I do to jumpstart my health journey? I have no structure at all. I can see so many things going bad already, yet I'm overworking. Oh goodness. Yes. To jumpstart your heart, you can start doing these things immediately. First, kind of get a plan for yourself. We have 24 hours in a day. Rest is the most important part. But by the time we think we've wound down for the night to go to sleep, in our mind, we're still thinking things in our sleep. And sometimes we get insomnia. We cannot sleep. We can barely eat, or we overeat because we're having to burn the candle at both ends. We've got too many irons in the fire. We've got jobs to do. We've got kids to tend to. We've got our careers that we're doing. We have entrepreneurship. And like I said, I was balancing all of that. I thought I was balancing, and only into my either you have to control it or your body will control it for you. Your body will shut it down and you won't do another thing even if you want it to. And so to start your health journey, just little things, as far as even getting a meal prep together. When you don't have time to make certain meals, eat more vegetables, eat clean, drink water. We are made up mostly of water. When you get your water, even tell the water. Do you know they've tested the molecules? And when you speak gratefulness and positivity into the water, the molecular structure changes. So even as I drink this water to hydrate my body, I speak wealth. I speak healing in my life. And you've changed the molecular structure of your water, and then you drink that water down. Drink lots of water. That's a great start. Drink lots of water. Get vegetables, get mind clarity, and then what I would suggest is writing things down. Write your journey down about things in your life and things you want to happen. I wrote, had I lived, well, I lived, and I'm going to keep on living until God calls me home. And until he does, I write things down. I get a little bit of exercise. There are even chair exercises you can do, and just reach up, just touch your toes, just take time for yourself, because you give the majority of your day to other people. The majority. Here we pay a tithe. We pay a tenth of our belongings. We pay a tenth to God, but that's a tenth of our time. But do we tithe ourselves? Do we give anything to ourselves? We give it to everybody else. I was the clown that was performing for people all the time, but was I pleasing myself, or was I taking off my mask at night and wore out? And so yeah, take time for yourself. You deserve it. You deserve it. There's only one you. When you when you go to the grave, there will only be you in the coffin. All these people you tried to please, all these people you tried to help, they won't be with you. And so this life is about you. Live it to the fullest. Live it in gratitude. Improve your health because you are the most important you in the whole world. And I just
Wonderful,
love you.
wonderful, wonderful. This has been amazing. This has really been amazing. There's a lot to say. I'm just excited about the value and the insights that you've shared, especially from your own personal story. I want you guys to tell me how you feel, those people in the comment section, and all of you connecting and watching. How do you feel? What do you have to say to Cortina? Um, I want to see your comments coming up right now as we are wrapping up. What do you have to say to Cortina? How do you feel about the session? Okay, I think I'm just putting them up on the
Oh,
screen right now.
Oh, I love you so much too. I love you. Just know you have a sister right here in Texas that loves you from the bottom of her heart. And it's not just words, it's right here. It's right here. It's in my soul. I love you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, I love you all so much. You're quite welcome. It has been my pleasure. It has been an honor to talk to you. Yes. Thank you. I hope to visit Africa. I went to South Africa a couple of years ago. I got to go to Johannesburg and Cape Town, but Nigeria has been on my radar, and so I'm so excited to visit Nigeria, other parts of Africa, see the beautiful people, the culture, feel the love from my family, my motherland. Yes.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. This has been wonderful. This has been amazing. So, here you have it. We've had the amazing, amazing Cortina Jackson, and I'm sure by now you already know why she's a princess, and you already know why she's amazing. And Cortina, how do we keep up with your awesomeness? We want to connect with what you do, and the things you do. So how do we keep up with the awesomeness you always bring into the world? How do we connect with you?
Thank you so much. You can connect with me through my website. It's CortinaJackson.com. I've made it easy. CortinaJackson.com. There you'll see I'm doing several things. I've started a new docu-series. I'm doing documentaries for people to tell their story. I got a chance to tell mine, and it was therapeutic and healed my soul. So if you have a story that you want to talk about, it could help someone else. And so it is not limited to any topic. I don't care what it is. I am here to support. And so I have a documentary coming out. If you love your story, I'd love to talk to you about how we can make that happen. There is an investment to have it distributed and have it out there, but connect with me. There's other great things. My movie Daddy is on Zandra TV Network. I will be dropping that on YouTube, on Tubi soon, and some other platforms that may give it some more push overseas. We are in Soulflix. We are on Soulflix, Soflix Africa, and so I believe the movie Daddy will be shown there. And yes, so the documentary. I have a talk show called Caught on the Hook, Elite Talk. If you are a filmmaker, I have a place to distribute your films where millions will watch. So if anyone has a film, a documentary you've done, a podcast with video, very much like this one, let's put it on TV and let's let the world see what you are talking about, what you are doing. Let's hear your story. And if nothing else, let's connect so I can just continue to pour love into you. So CortinaJackson.com. I'm on all social media. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok under Cortina Jackson. So definitely connect with me. I love you. Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, so this person also says here, your words are so powerful and helpful. These are all people who have joined the session. And then I think there is this. Thank you, Cortina, for taking your time to share your experience. Thank you so much for all that you do. It's so good having you here. So good having you. So we're going to expect you sometime soon in Nigeria.
Yes, yes. So get ready. I'm coming. I'm coming. We're going to celebrate. So I want lots of good food.
Yeah, of course, there's a lot of good food. There's, a lot of delicacy here. You are going to try the egusi soup.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm ready.
that's a special delicacy here in the eastern part of the country. Yeah, so a lot to check out, a lot to do out here. So, what final word do you have to everyone who joined this session? Because most people, even just as Jesus admonished, I think Jesus or Apostle Paul, who said, do not just be hearers of the word, but be doers. Don't just be hearers, deceiving yourselves. So, you've heard it all. You've seen, you've heard her story, you've shared in this experience had together this evening or whatever time it is where you're watching from, joining us from. Cortina, what's the last word you have to tell everyone about this session as we wrap up today?
I just want to remind everyone who's listening, health-wise, spiritually, physically, financially, you are not behind. You are not too late. And you're not waiting. Remember, you're not waiting on a sign. You are standing on the threshold of a great moment for you that requires just one thing, and that is your permission to step into it fully. All that's required. You can change patterns. It doesn't take years, months. It takes instantly. You can change a pattern. Change your pattern today, right now. I love you. Go be great. Go be great, for you are loved. Thank you. Thank you.
Amazing. That's amazing. Thank you so much for being here with us. And just like I always tell our guests and our listeners and everyone joining us, go out there and make the rest of your life the best of your life. Thank you, Cortina, and thank you everyone who joined us today. This is the top series, and we'll keep having some amazing individuals come every single month to bless you with their awesomeness, just like Cortina has just done. Do also connect with her at CortinaJackson.com, and if you're into filmmaking and those things, just go and check out her stuff, and please do well to connect with her. Thank you so much for being on here with us. I'm so happy. Thank you so much. We're so grateful.
Thank you, Prosper. Thank you very much. God bless.